Hey guys, it's Jazzy Ray here. I almost said my old Instagram. Well, it was my old Instagram, my old YouTube name, but Jazzy Ray here. So I didn't try like 2 times to record this video, and I didn't like the last recording, so I decided to do it again. So you read the title. I will be discussing a situation where I was in a situation with a narcissist slash psychopath. And I've done a story time on this. I will post a link to it so you guys can watch it. I did this 2 years ago. I remember recording it and I was so angry. Like, this was like the worst time for me. Which I'm going to do another video talking about accountability and things like that. But I just wanted to discuss this situation so people can learn from it and not do what I did. So let's rewind the clock back to 2019. January 2019, I met this guy. His name starts with a J, so Jay. And I wasn't even trying to talk to Jay. Like, I noticed him. I thought he was attractive. Actually, I was looking for another guy, and then me and him ended up talking. It's a long story, but he noticed me, and when he approached me, he was very charming. Like, his clothes and his like whole aesthetic didn't match his attitude, but he was very charming, and that's like the number one trait of a narcissist and the number one trait of a psychopath. They know how to be charming. Psychopaths know when to turn it on and turn it off. People think sociopath and not narcissist, but sociopath and psychopath are the same thing. They're similar but different. Psychopaths are born. Sociopaths are created. And psychopaths, unless you know how a psychopath is, it's kind of hard to detect one. Because they're very calculated. They're like actors almost. They know how to stay in character. And if they jump out of character, they know how to get right back in character. Whereas sociopaths are more sloppier. They are not as calculated, and they don't know how to stay in character. It's kind of easy to spot a sociopath. But this guy was a psychopath, and he was definitely a narcissist. So when I met him, now, mind you, when I met him, I had no clue about narcissism. I had no clue about psychopath. I have no clue about sociopath. No clue. The only thing I knew about narcissism is that I thought that narcissism was like, it's all about them, and they're conceited and self-centered, and it's deeper than that. So much deeper. Because you're supposed to think highly of yourself. You're supposed to, and you're supposed to stand by your morals and stuff, unless there's a sudden change. But the thing about it, and the thing is, we all have narc traits. Because 9 times out of 10, either we were raised by a narc, or we lived in a house full of them. I lived in a house full of narcs. My mother has narc traits as well, but she's not a narcissist. She was raised by narcs. So, I know I have traits of it. And to me, now I could be wrong, but there were times where I questioned whether or not I was a narcissist. And if you have to question if you're a narcissist, you're probably not one. You just notice that you have some narc traits. You're not a narcissist, because the narcissist is like, what they do is, if you call them out and call them a narcissist, they're going to flip it on you and make you look like you're the narcissist when you're not one. It's really them. That's what they do. They gaslight you. They flip the script. They want to play victim, even though they're the ones causing the problems. So I met him, and he was very, very charming. And I remember narcissists have this thing, and psychopaths have this thing where they'll use whatever they have, like whatever their personal attributes are, they'll use it to get what they want. This guy, though he was raised in America, he was Jamaican. So he would use that to his advantage. This dude, when you meet him, he doesn't have a Jamaican accent. But when he's picking up women, he uses the accent. Okay? But when you meet him, he does not have one. So, he definitely uses that. He uses his charm. He wasn't bad looking. Actually, I thought he was pretty good looking back then. It's just that later on, as time went on, he went from ooh to ugh, you know. But no, everything was good. Like, we had a connection. He's my polar opposite, zodiac wise. I'm a Gemini. He was a Sag. So I'm like, this would be interesting. I never dated or talked to a male Sagittarius before, so this would be new. This would be something new. Everything was good. And then he asked me, do you have a boyfriend? I said no. He was like, why? You are so beautiful. Like, how do you not have a boyfriend? And I just told him, like, I haven't seen anything worth keeping. And I asked him, I said, why? Do you have a girlfriend? He was like, what makes you think I have a girlfriend? I'm like, I have to ask because sometimes y'all, come on now, sometimes y'all be having other situations going on, okay? So he was like, no, you know, I work too much to have a girlfriend. This guy had 2 jobs at the time, and he was getting his car fixed, so he claimed he had a car. I've never seen his car. So he was like, yeah, you know, I'm just getting, you know, things situation. But I would like to have a girlfriend, is what he said. So I took that as, okay, we're connecting. This guy was a rapper, SoundCloud rapper. He started off being very humble about his music. Like, I would ask him, are you any good? And usually that's like a test that I do, because if you're like saying stuff that's just not ringing true, then I know you're full of it. I have a story time about another SoundCloud rapper I met. This guy said he was better than Drake, and I couldn't. So he was like, so Jay was just like, oh, well, I mean, I think my music's okay, you know, I think it's alright, you know, I try not to boast too much. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm like, okay, he's humble about his stuff. Everything was good. But then I noticed we started to move quickly. Like, it got to a point where this guy would text me 10 o'clock every day. Good morning, beautiful. Good morning, gorgeous. You know, the typical, right? But it was one time I had posted a video. And the video was actually meant for him, and I didn't even think to freaking send it to him, but it was like it came off flirtatious, but it really wasn't like a flirting video. Like, I'm really looking in the camera, and I'm recording on my phone, so that's why I'm looking everywhere. But I was literally on camera, like, I see you looking at me. What you gonna do? Are you gonna like the video or not? You're just gonna sit here and look at me, like, what you gonna do? That's pretty much what the video was. He took it as, okay, you're trying to talk to other guys, but I literally thought to myself, I don't even see why he's mad, because for one, if I was really trying to talk to other dudes like that, why would I post this on Instagram knowing you gonna see? I could have been posting that for you, number one. Like, that could have been your opportunity to be like, I'm looking at you, I'm admiring you, so what we about to do? Like, that could have been your opportunity to do that. And I would have claimed that. Number two, we're not even dating. We're not even boyfriend and girlfriend yet. So what the... But narcissists tend to do that. They tend to move on very quickly with relationships and friendships and stuff. Next thing you know, you're in the situation and you had no idea you were in a situation. So everything I thought was okay until it was another time he texted me, and he called himself texting me, but he did not text me. So he was texting me, oh, so you just not gonna text me back? Man, forget it. I'm not talking to you, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, I'm thinking he playing. Like, you did not text me. I know damn well you saw my text. I'm like, dude, the only person who texted me at 10 a.m. was my mother. Okay? So it wasn't you, because I would have known if it was you. Then he said he was going to punish me. Right? And at the time, and I don't know if I'm going to do a story time on this or not. At the time, I'll just put it this way. We were talking sexually, but I didn't want to give him the wrong idea because I wasn't sexually active, like at all. Like I was 22, going on 23. He just turned 21 because his birthday was in December. This was in 2019. So at the time, I didn't want to give him that impression that I was sexually active, because I'm not about to trick a dude like that. So I don't know how he got turned on by the messages, because I really wasn't saying much. But he was saying how he couldn't wait to get me alone and stuff like that. And I put it out there, like, if you're trying to get physical with me, we need to connect mentally first. Like, we need to have a conversation. Not, when I say a conversation, I don't mean a literal one conversation. I mean, we need to have conversations that connect. We need to spend time together. We need to go out. We gotta do something, because I'm not just gonna go to your house and give you, no. So there has to be a mental connection, is my point. And he got offended. Like, instead of saying, you know what, I get it, you know, I'm gonna prove myself, and you know, I want to be about you, and we can take it slow. I don't have a problem with that. You know what he did? I'm offended you can't see I'm different from other guys. I don't feel like I should have to prove myself, because I never prove myself. I know who I am. I know who I am. If anything, you should prove yourself, because after that Instagram video you posted, I'm not sure about you. Dude, we're not even boyfriend and girlfriend. I can post whatever I want to post. And second, you don't have to prove yourself to me, but I have to prove myself to you? That's a two-way street. And see, at the time, I took it as a, oh my God, I never had a guy ask me to prove myself. Okay, this is like a test for me. Okay. Don't do it. Don't do it. If he's not willing, he or she is not willing to prove themselves to you, but you have to do it for them, that's a, run for the hills. That's a narcissist you're talking to. Go away. So we ended up having a conversation, and I ended up telling him I was a virgin, and he did not believe me at first until I said I'm not lying. Like, why would I lie? If anything, wouldn't I lie and say I'm not a virgin? Like, that just would make more sense to me. And then he was like, really? You can't be talking like that in the text messages. But I'm like, I didn't say anything. What are you talking about? And I said, is this a problem for you? And he was like, no, that's great. That's great. That just means you have respect for yourself. Okay, but I know you're not a virgin. So what does that mean for you? And keep that in mind, because it comes up later on. Because once I told him I was a virgin, like, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm the type of person, I like to make sexual jokes and stuff like that. I do. I've always been doing it since I was a kid. Because I was virgin, in his eyes, he felt like, you can't talk like that because you're a virgin and you're not going to talk like that, you know. It was like he wanted to keep me innocent, whatever that means to him. And then it got to a point where he's very possessive and very jealous. He did not like it that I had male friends. He didn't like that I had, he didn't like for me to talk to other guys. Hell, he didn't even want to meet my girlfriends. He didn't even like when I introduced him to my girlfriends. Like, he got mad at me for that. But it would be times where he'll flirt in front of me and I don't say anything because I'm just like, well, technically we're not together. But the crazy part is he wanted me to be about him, but he did not want to be about me. And the compliments, like when we when we were alone, he would always compliment me all the time, but only when we were alone. I don't know if that's a narc trait or not, but I just know when it comes to the charm, compliments is always a part of that. I remember in our conversation, that same conversation we had about the proving yourself thing, he asked me, he said, when you look at me, what do you see? I gave him a deep answer because I'm a deep person. So I'm not about to give you a superficial or a simple answer. I'm going to go deep. So I told him I see somebody who's sure of himself. I see someone who's confident. I see someone who's a hard worker, and you got 2 jobs and you got potential. Blah 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 blah. I should have known I was lying out of my teeth because he's none of those things. And I asked him the same question, and you know what he said? I see a beautiful queen, a beautiful goddess. I said, really? That's what you see when you look at me? You don't see nothing else, nothing deeper than that? What's there to see? I know you're beautiful. He did say I had a mind of my own, but I think he wanted to change that. I don't know. But he definitely called me a beautiful goddess, and that kind of was a red flag for me, but I ignored it because I liked him. I remember it was some stuff that happened between me and another guy who liked me at that time, and I'll make a video about that. But basically I was going to get Jay to beat him up for me, but I'm so glad I didn't, because around that time this dude was sneaky. He was very, very sneaky. And I had a former friend who told me, because she knows about birthdays. Like, she's that deep into astrology where your birthday can tell you a lot. So his birthday was December 14th. I told her that she was a Sagittarius herself, and then she was just like, okay, he's sneaky. I said, what makes you think he's sneaky? How can you tell by his birthday, like his actual birthday? She's like, trust me, he's sneaky. And I didn't listen to her. This guy always had multiple phones. One time he came to school. He came to our campus with a suit on. And I went up to him and I was like, what's with the suit? And he was like, oh, I had to go to court. I had some business to take care of. And I'll tell you later. And then I asked him, so tell me about your situation. Like, what's going on? Is everything all right? Everything's fine. Don't worry about it. So this guy had multiple phones. It was the first. I remember we were supposed to go on a date. Actually, he wanted to take me to his house, but I was about to be like, no, you're about to take me on a date. Like, we're about to go out to get something to eat. You're not taking me to your house because I don't know you like that. But good thing, because that's probably wasn't his plans, but good thing because it never happened. He never showed up. He stood me up, and I still was gonna talk to him though. But I know y'all looking at me like you dumb. I was a dumb 22-year-old, okay? But every time I would see him, he would give me a new number. No, he would ask for my number, and he had a new phone. But when this particular time I caught up with him, he gave me a phone number. It wasn't his phone number. He gave me a phone number, and I remember he asked me if I wanted children, because he said he wanted 5. Well, all he needed is 4 more, because I found out that he not only did he have a son, but he was still in contact, not in contact with the mother. Like, he still was in contact with the mother, but he was trying to get back with her, and they were back messing around. And I was texting her, thinking it was him, because that's the number he gave me. And she went on and on. Why do you think you can call my man phone and text my man, and he got a family, and you're a home wrecker? And I'm like, girl, I didn't know nothing about you. He didn't even mention you. Like, at all. You didn't exist to me. But she did spill a lot of tea. She told me that he robbed her. He told me that he's not there for his son. He'd rather take trips to Jamaica instead of make sure that they're okay. He has cheated on her countless of times, and this is alleged, even though he kind of confirmed it on Facebook. He got the bumps. Y'all know what I'm talking about when I say the bumps. And I never kissed him. I never slept with him. So I'm good. I'm good. But allegedly he got the bumps. Okay. Thank God. I was never that physical with him. He was barely around, you know. But and she told me that he was abusive to her. And I'm like, you're telling me all this stuff, but yet you're fighting for him. You want to be with him. So it kind of just confused me. So at that point, I'm like, you know what? Cut off. Never told him that I knew. I couldn't because he just disappeared. He disappeared. And then he came back. He came back when the next semester started. And at this point, I had met another guy. And I started talking to him, but I still wasn't sure if I wanted to continue with Jay or talk to this new guy. So, me and Jay ended up taking a class together. And I told him I was going to help him pass. He never really showed up, so he ended up dropping. But I got to see his true colors. He went from being so charming to being a total a-hole to me. Like, he went from you a beautiful goddess to I don't want you. Like I would be so nice to him. And one time we were joking around. I said, "Boy, you know you want me." And he was just like, "I don't want you. What makes you think I want you? I don't want you. Ugh. You don't want me, but you got mad at me when I don't want to hang out with you. You still want me to be around you. You still want me to hang out with you. You don't want me to talk to anybody else, but you don't want me. You don't like me." So, the thing about it is, as far as the virgin thing is concerned, I'm going to tell you what it is. It's not even just a virgin thing. It's also just with the fact that he thought I was some type of way. Okay? Now, not that I'm a girl who's loose. Okay? Like, my body count is extremely low. Extremely low. Okay? Okay? Believe me or not. Okay? But, and yes, I did end up giving my virginity to the other guy I was talking to because I trusted him. Jay liked the fact that I was virginal because it made me look innocent. Meaning, in his eyes, she don't know no better. She don't know no better. Yes, she older than me, but she don't know no better. No one's gonna want her because she's a virgin. I can control her. I can do this and do that to her. But what he did not know is, Jay, before you, I was talking to guys left and right, playing the field. Yeah, I didn't have sex with any of them, but I was playing the field before you even came into the picture, darling. Okay? So, and I still had guys hit me up while I was talking to you. So, that's what he didn't understand. He thought he could play me. And in a way, he kind of did. But he didn't. I caught on. And thanks to my my homegirl, she confirmed that he's a psychopath. And then thanks for me just doing research, I confirmed that he's a narcissist. And the thing about it is, he reminds me so much of Marshall. Except he's a little more smarter than Marshall. I just know when Marshall texts Golden that he was going to receive, she got to get some type of treatment or something like that for violating him, meaning rough sex. Jay did that to me. He did that to me. He actually put that on Facebook. The girl he was talking about, because he said, I want to choke the F out this girl and beat it up so bad. She lived on the other side. I'm not about to tell y'all where I live, but I live on the other side of town. And he put that on his Facebook, and I knew he was talking about me. So, but yeah, that's my narcissistic story. I do have another one coming up. It's connected to this one, narcissistic best friend, because he's the reason why me and this girl was friends, and it was very, very toxic. So, but that's my story. I already know you're gonna come for me, like, girl, you dumb, you stupid. And I'm like, you know what? I was going through a lot between the ages of 19 and 23. Okay, I was going through a lot, and you're probably wondering what happened to Jay. Are you any contact? Jay is in prison right now. Last time I seen Jay, he was dealing drugs outside of our campus. And at that point, I was done with him. I was talking to the other guy. Like once he showed me his true colors and showed me how abusive he can, because he's a very physical person. I remember he did this to my forehead one time. Like the last time we actually talked, had a conversation. He did this, and then he almost ripped my earring off, trying to play around. So I told my homegirl, I'm like, you know what? I believe that he is abusive because he physical, you know. So, but yeah, so you know, you live and you learn. Just don't do what I did. If you can spot a narcissist, stay away from them. The moment when they say I don't have to prove myself, cut. Narcissists never feel like they have to prove themselves. They never feel like they have to prove themselves. It's always you gotta do for them. They never do for you. And if they do for you, it's just for bragging rights. It's just for bragging purposes. They expect something out of it. So don't do what I did. Please don't. Like save yourself the energy. Okay? It took me 2 years to get over that. He really effed me up in 2019. So, but yeah. So I'm gonna upload this now, and I'll see you guys when I see you guys. Bye.